So now when the car is still at the paint shop, I can start preparing this 606 turbo engine. I have just took the valve cover off it and the lifters and all that stuff. I haven't touched it more than that. And I have now installed the billet flywheel, torqued it in place, and I have put this locker here so the engine won't spin. And I will start with replacing these stiffer valve springs from Kokkolan Moottorihiomo. And as you might have seen, I like building my own special tools for different stuff. So here I have the valve spring changing tool 3000. It has this angle steel which is bolted in the valve cover threads, and I have welded another angle steel right here. So this is like a support, and then I have an old injector here which I have welded a threaded nut so I can get a compressor air fitting here. And I have installed the glow plugs here so the air won't come out. And then I just click this air hose in, and the valves are a little bit leaky here, as you hear, because this engine has been washed and it might be some rust in the valve seats. But then I have this special made tool, and this one goes here. The washer on the spring holder right there, and then I just press down the handle, if I can, like that. You can take the valve locker pieces out and just change the springs while you have the head on. I have 10 bars of air pressure right here holding the valves up against the head so the valves can't fall down. And it's very important to have the engine locked on the flywheel, because once I didn't do that, and the first cylinder I put air inside, it pulled the chain down and broke this plastic guide right here. So it's important to lock the engine so it won't rotate. Then just change all the springs and then flip the tool to the other side so it fits both ways. Here is one detail I think I haven't showed to you before. This is a 606 turbo original oil pan. I need a speed sensor from the 603 engine fitted here to see the RPMs in the car. And it has no holes here from the beginning. So, but there are these flat spots done already. So I just marked it by punching one time in the middle and then drilling, and then I milled it bigger with this until I can fit this sensor in the hole, and then drill another thread in the smaller spot for the M6 bolt. So this measures from the starter ring gear. And many of you ask me on Instagram that if you can use the hole which is right here on the engine. But that is another type of sensor which the 606 uses to measure the engine speed behind the flywheel. And the original 606 flywheel or flex plate has some small teeth behind the flywheel, which the original sensor measures from, but on these billet ones you don't have those, and if you fit the engine inside a 124 you need the original 124 sensor. So now the engine is soon ready to be lifted in the car. I have just torqued this big bolt here, new bolt 10.9. Next up is installing the clutch. I have this nice centering tool here with some tape. Always works perfect. And this clutch plate is from Häggblom Motorsport in Jakobstad. Dennis Häggblom makes these clutch discs at his workshop, and he can make them in custom thickness both on these pads and then different centers. And I wanted this center with the longer spline. As you can see, it's almost 20 millimeters long, this spline piece. And I want that because I have seen in some diesel engines that when you stand a long time in neutral gear on idle, these rattle like this very much, and they wear out the spline on the gearbox axle. If you have the like thinner spline center, so this longer one helps a little bit for that wear on the spline. You can get these from Häggblom Motorsport in Jakobstad. I have now installed 2 new bearings here inside the crank, and this is just sliding in like that. And then I will torque in this SAX 765 brand new pressure plate. So now the engine has landed in its home engine bay for the first time. I didn't test this engine inside here before painting because I know they fit. And it's just mounted on the rubber mounts now. I'm using the same Scania mounts as in the brown one. The car is now painted also. This is a Porsche original color. I think it's called Porsche Viola Metallic. It's a purple color. It's like very dark here inside, but when the sunlight hits, it goes like really metallic and purple. Kiitola did a fantastic job once again. Remember, this dent here is now totally gone. Nice and straight. I think I will clean here inside. Here is some dust and sand from the sandblasting. Have to clean it and then put some primer in some places and put some rust protection, like that sticky oil stuff, in the floor and inside all these panels where I can get it sprayed. And after that is just to start putting the interior back in, which is right there. I will use the same one which was here from the beginning. Only the steering wheel will be a fully leather one. The original one was some kind of soft plastic, urethane something. So it's just some assembly work to do here. Still have to do the brake stuff, pipes and calipers. But I think this will be all for this episode. I will see how much I film of the assembly work, it's not so much interesting to see. I can try to film something, and hopefully in the next episode this thing runs and maybe drives also. Let's see.